Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that the big news is the no news out of China, where they left their benchmark interest rates unchanged, torn between defending the yuan and shoring up their property sector. But first, in the US, the National Activity Index produced by the Chicago Fed slipped negative in October, even though the prior month was revised to a stronger expansion. It was the weakest reading in 4 months in October, and another indicator the giant American economy is slowing, although it was not the sharp decline some were expecting. Still, commercial banks in the US have been tightening their lending standards recently, and this may have had as much of an impact on their economic expansion as the Fed's own tightening. In Taiwan, they reported sharply weaker export orders for October, way weaker than they were expecting. Countering that, however, was a commensurate fall in the Taiwanese currency. In China, they kept their benchmark interest rates unchanged for a third straight month yesterday, holding off on cuts that could risk dragging down the yuan, although some question how long this can continue. Policymakers there are torn between defending a weak yuan and doing what is necessary to protect their property market from a sudden collapse. And the recent surge in COVID infections in China, especially in some of their major urban centres, is now turning into a death surge. Not large by international standards, but enough to bring into question whether their new looser policies will last or whether they're about to go into some bigger lockdowns again. In Germany, they may be seeing a sharp pullback in inflation. Certainly their producer prices rose a lot less in October than expected and far less than they rose in September. In fact, they fell in October from September and by more than 4%, but they're still 35% higher than year-ago levels. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.82% and down 1 basis point from yesterday. And the price of gold will open today down $16 at $1,735 an ounce. And oil prices start today down $1 at just on $79 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is just on $86 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar will open today at 61 US cents and down 0.5 cent. Against the Australian dollar, we're a tad higher at 92.5 Australian cents, and it's higher since April 2022. And against the euro, we're 0.5 cent higher at 59.5 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at 70.4 and little changed. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz.